So to the folks of Hong Kong, you're going to have to let it go. Just like Thailand with Taylor Swift.
Yes.
You've got to move on. And if you want to see the big boys and girls...
Shake it off.
And come to Singapore. Welcome back to part 2 of the global award-winning podcast right here at Yahoo Footballing Weekly with me, Neil Humphreys.
And me, Chia Keong. Thank you for all your support. Earlier this month, we got the Diverse Voice Award. Silver medal at the Global Sports Podcast Awards. It's a great honor. Together, we along the likes of Gary Neville, their overlap podcast, I think they got a gold medal, yeah. But silver is not too bad.
In our category, there was Ian Wright.
Yeah.
Ian Hu. There was
Jermaine Defoe.
Jermaine Hu.
Jermaine Hu?
Troy Deeney.
Troy Hu.
Yeah, we only came second to the CBS Women's Soccer Podcast in the US.
Fair enough.
Which is massive.
Big sports. They have a lot to talk about.
So thank you again.
And
if we haven't got a trophy by next week, do something. Send some comments.
Send an email. Where is the trophy?
Where's the trophy?
Yeah.
Where's the trophy? All right. As always, we don't have to ask for comments. We got plenty. Thank you so much. Let's get
last week,
into them.
we got quite a lot of comments when we talk about Singapore and Malaysia at the Asian Cup, how we should improve.
Yeah.
And a lot of things about Messi as well.
And your mother. I think your mother's comments really hit home with the nation.
What do you okay.
No, because we had two. You mentioned it last week and the week before, and it's hit a nerve. We've got another one.
Yeah.
We hit a nerve, man.
Lingesh Kumar, we'll talk about Messi again. So Messi's Hong Kong fiasco highlights crucial lessons for Singapore. It's not just about Messi, but the flawed organizing entities. We must cease being seen as mere cash cows for European touring teams. Ever question why they avoid Africa and Polynesia? It's because Asia offers greater profits. The exorbitant ticket prices in Hong Kong could have supported local leagues instead. Must we endure a similar PR catastrophe in Singapore to learn? Yeah, I mean, obviously, when you organize these things, I mean, there's always there's this risk of the PR fiasco that what happened in Hong Kong. But this is a capitalist society. If there's demand and there's supply, these things will always happen.
There you go.
Fans love to have their idols, their football idols come to this part of them to play whatever exhibition, pre-season tournaments, whatever it is, they will still lap it up. And clubs know that a lot of fans want this. They know that they are willing to pay. They come in for the money. That's the fact. You can't stop it, but you can at least communicate better with them. I mean, that fiasco with Messi was because they couldn't communicate well. The fans were left in the dark on whether he will play or not, and that's where the anger stems from. They treated the fans as if they are unimportant. So and that's why the Asian fans they feel insulted by this thing. It's all a PR disaster. But yes, and those things, there's always that inherent kind of risk when you're holding this kind of when you're holding this kind of exhibition tournaments, which are the least important part among those professional players. Like, they're treating it like nothing, whereas the fans treat like, it's the best thing in the world. So there's always a risk, but and yes, a few years, I think last year when I was writing my column, I did say that this money can be used to support local leagues instead, like Lingesh Kumar said. But I also feel that there's little we can do.
Correct.
in this situation, and so what the time when Lion City Sailors faced Tottenham, I thought that is a good move because
great move,
because at least the Sailors have their moment to shine against the top team in
and had the best atmosphere.
And the atmosphere was good. Yeah. Everyone was rooting after the Sailors. Yeah.
No, I think you make very good points. And although I agree with Lingesh, and I've said it before, we don't want to be seen as these naive ATM machines anymore. This is the one time when I think I might upset the neighbours and fly the flag for Singapore, because Singapore has been very pragmatic about these major sports and arts events in recent times, right? You said it correctly, right? As long as there is a demand, someone will supply it. So do you want it to be Singapore or do you want it to be somewhere else, right? If you take Taylor Swift, our Thai friends are very upset at the moment, but Singapore saw the demand. They thought, we can make $1 here. We can make $1 here. Let's do it, right? Liverpool want to come, we make it happen. Tottenham want to come, we make it happen. West Ham may want to come, it doesn't happen because there isn't the demand. That's just how it works. What you have to do is make sure it's a two-way relationship. Is the Singapore public getting enough of Liverpool and Tottenham and Coldplay and Taylor Swift and so on? Is it a two-way process? Or are they just flying in Messi style to Hong Kong, doing nothing and leaving? And that's where Singapore's leading the way. Not only are they bringing the events, they're maximizing their time while they are here. If you look at Liverpool when they were here, they didn't stop. They did not stop. It was a PR success from start to finish. Singapore is leading the way when it comes to organizing sports and arts and music events in the region.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. I mean, Liverpool were here for nearly a week. They did 2 matches against Leicester and Bayern Munich.
Correct.
And throughout, And then they came in, did the first match, and then in between they did a lot of fan engagement. They do this, a lot of things, keep the fans happy. You know, the fans will get a lot of opportunities to engage with them, and then they were also lucky that Salah wasn't injured. It was available for the games, and everybody wanted to see Salah. But every step of the way, I think the fans were happy.
Correct. And I guarantee that if Salah was injured, they would have done something.
Yeah.
He would have walked around the pitch. He would have posed for selfies, signed autographs. He'd have probably done 10 minutes around the pitch. That's all Messi had to do in Hong Kong. And we wouldn't be having this conversation. So to the folks of Hong Kong, you're going to have to let it go. Just like Thailand with Taylor Swift. You've got to move on. And if you want to see the big boys and girls...
Shake it off.
And come to Singapore. Singapore's where it's at.
Where is that? Come here.
Shake it off in Singapore. I like that. Yes. What else have we got?
Okay. We got Sydney Grounds 8467. You're a regular commenter. Great episode, guys. Loving it.
Thank you.
I violently agree that SG...
Hang on, wait. Don't hurt yourself, Sydney. All right? There's no need to hurt yourself with the comments.
That the Singapore Youth League, which was inaugurated last week, is great for local football from grassroots to professional. But my concern is that the core problems will still exist. A talented rising star training a few days or a week after their university, polytechnic, or when they have assignments, it's a tough situation for a youth player. Second, money. How lucrative it is to focus your career in football in Singapore. And then thirdly, realistically, how many players will make it to the top flight unless they really invest a lot into football? How many SPL players have had the second option of thinking to themselves, if football doesn't work out, will I be able to fall back on my education and become an investment banker or doctor, etc.? I think striking that balance is quite difficult, so I'm sympathetic towards an 18-year-old who is talented and has a shot at the young lions, but chooses a more conservative path due to pressure. Well, I think he hits the nail on the spot on why Singapore youths are, why the talent pool in Singapore football is getting smaller and smaller. And that is the obvious pressure that that we have so many choices, career choices for our youth, that football is not the only way out. It's not like maybe in the 70s or 80s when that we don't have that many career choices. Our football, we get a fame and everything. That's one way of making us famous. So we go for football. Now it's hard to even think of football as a thing. But that's the situation. But that's not to say that we don't need this Singapore Youth League.
Correct.
I think as long as we form this base of regular games for youngsters, let it brew, let it go on for at least 10, 20 years. And then if this, let's say this guy is talented footballer, young footballer, 18 years old, he decides, okay, I think I need to do my doctorate. I need to become an investment banker.
Yeah, we love those guys.
And then he leaves football. Okay, that's the normal attrition. That's a normal attrition for you anywhere in the world.
Correct.
People will leave for that. But maybe his son or maybe his grandson, he might influence his son or grandson to say, hey, go do in this league. Who knows? If you are good enough, I support you. Go on a football career. As long as he has experienced that kind of base, youth playing things. I think it's always good. This youth league is not a short-term solution. It's a long-term thing. Eventually, there'll be a strong enough base where we can find good enough talents to get us somewhere, I think.
Yeah, I agree. Look, here's the thing, right? We always go on about money. Yes, we know that local football's decline is the price we've paid for affluence. Yeah. But that's not unique to Singapore. No. The reason that boxing has declined in the UK and the United States is because people grow out of poverty and they find another way of earning a living that doesn't involve them getting smashed in the face, which is why now a lot of the world champions tend to come from Eastern Europe, South America, and poorer parts of the world. Philippines. That's normal. The difference is we still have to show kids that there is the option of either or both. Right. It's not either be a boxer or a footballer and nothing. It's be an athlete. And if that doesn't work out, you've got this path. That's what the Singapore Youth League is trying to do, which we have never done before. For the 100th time, it's not trying to get kids to play. Kids will always play. It's getting parents to believe that they can do both. That's the breakthrough that Singapore is looking for. And that's where I think the Singapore Youth League could really help, because you can always go back to mum and dad and say, look, Kiasu parents, I can still study, but look, thanks to the Singapore Youth League, I have a pathway that I didn't have before.
Yeah, and that means everybody must play their part. The SPL clubs, the FAS must scout these matches and find the talents. You have to go out and find the talents. If they're not playing in front of nobody, they are playing in front of scouts who eventually might say, okay, I think you're good enough for my team. You want to come and have trials on my team? And that's the way it goes for, I think, English Premier League, the Premier League clubs. They scout the youths and then they bring the youths to the club.
Okay.
Yeah.
I agree. But the difference is that makes me laugh is only in Singapore would we say, if I don't become a footballer, I'm going to become a lawyer or an investment banker. Let me tell you right now, Wayne Rooney, when he was playing on the Council Estates of Liverpool, didn't say, hey lad, if I don't become a footballer, I'm going to become an investment banker.
Investment banker?
That's not how it works. Only in Singapore do they think this way. Always makes me laugh. But yes, I take the point. It is a good point. As is our good friend, Hero. He writes in regularly. I tell you, Hero is a real idealistic champion of Singapore football.
So I mean, last week we talked about the Singapore Premier League. They're going to change into a longer season, starting in May this year and then ending in May next year. It's like a proper, over the year kind of season format to tie in with the AFC things. So Akira 4375 first said, so excited for the new SPL season. Better quality with more foreign players and hopefully one more team for the start of the season. We'll get back to that. And hopefully more progress for kids in the Singapore Youth League. Hopefully we can slowly build towards more fans in the stadiums. That brought a reply from Hiroyuki Shinchi, 9873, our regular commentator. He said, to be honest, I'm much more excited about SPL than the EPL, the English Premier League. EPL-wise, most people support one team only. SPL-wise, precisely because most Singaporeans are not yet hardcore about any one single team, there is less pressure or emotional investment in one team. For example, if, let's say, Albirex loses to Young Lions, even though I want to see Albirex after localization to remain strong, to prove a point to their system, the Young Lions winning is equally heartening for him because it means a morale booster for young Singapore youngsters. Just support Singapore for a start. For those new to SPL, follow all the clubs on their social media pages. It's actually quite fun and exciting to see the transfers. You need more fans like him.
Yes. And this is where I risk upsetting Hero. Okay. I love Hero. He's a regular, I assume it's he, regular contributor. I love the sentiment. Mm-hmm. But I have to say, no.
Why?
And I'll explain why. Just support Singapore is the underlying sentiment. Of course, we agree with that. That's what the national team is for. What I don't want to see is floating between clubs, Young Lions to Albrechts. And I can hear people saying, well, surely watching any football match is better than watching no football match. Of course it is. I'm not saying that. But if any league, any sport for that matter, but if any domestic league in the world is going to survive, it needs the magic ingredient of tribalism. It needs good old-fashioned hatred, tribalism, rivalry, enemies, Hougang here, Geylang here. That's how it's got to be. One of the questions I get asked most when I go to schools is, what team do you support? What team do you support? And I always say, Hougang United. And they always reply, the real team, as if that's not, that's a fake team, No, like, do you support Man U or Liverpool? I said, no, I support my local team. And Hougang is my local team. And if you can do that, if you can build that grassroots affiliation from the very beginning, then it's us against you, it's LCS against Hougang, it's and so on and so on. Yeah. That's what we need. That is the umbilical cord that connects all football leagues around the world.
Fair enough. But I think what
that's a long-term ambition, by the way.
Exactly. But I think what Hiroyuki means probably is like, just go in.
I know.
Yeah, just go in. I mean, don't say which team should I support first. Yeah. Just go in.
I agree.
And just look at. No, the Singapore Premier League is not that bad. I think. I say it with all honesty. Last few seasons has been pretty decent. I think there was some excitement. There's obviously, if you see the top teams, Lion City Sailors, Albrechts, and Tampines play some good football. And when they meet, there's always some excitement. They always play. They always competed very hard for the title. I think for normal fan, first you can go your way, support your local team, or you can just go in and just look around first, like shop around. I mean, Singapore, that's Singapore, where it sounds like, I have like a buffet of clubs.
It's not a buffet. Let me just put it out there.
Okay.
Supporting a club,
a small menu.
It's not all you can eat buffet.
It's just a menu.
You pick the nearest. Pick the nearest item.
The nearest might be easiest for you to support, and that's obviously the advantage. So like me, I live in Ang Mo Kio. I support Lion City Sailors, who are in Bishan, at the Bishan
Stadium. Before you was Home United or what?
Yeah, it was Home United.
Okay.
No, before Home United was Woodlands Wellington. That was a bit further.
Which is still north.
Still northern.
Not far from Ang Mo Kio.
Yeah. So, I mean, Singapore is small enough for you to pick and choose. So if you want, you can do that. Or you can do the local way like...
No, I'm just kidding. Either or. Look, beggars can't be choosers. We'll take anybody. We'll take the Hougang Halls diehards and we'll take the floating fans who just go from game to game.
Our podcast will be renamed Beggars Can't Be Choosers.
It should be the theme of the show. Beggars can't be choosers. But I'll just briefly, on Akira's point, I do agree with that as well. From this season onwards, it's going to be a much more streamlined season. I know this season will be long. It will go May to May. But from that point on, it will be August to May. Yeah. It'll be completely streamlined, which is so much better. It'll be more in line with AFC competitions, FIFA competitions, which is just... It makes us seem so much more professional.
Exactly,
all around.
Professional. And then you don't have any excuse, right? You better get your team ready for the long season. You better be prepared. Midway, the Singapore Cup's gonna come in, and then you got to have your squad ready for it. You just can't wayang your way through a season anymore. That's good for Singapore football. That should be the level that professional Asian football should be aiming for.
And it's another step towards removing excuses, not to watch.
That's exactly
what you wanted a more professional season, you're going to have it. You're going to have a pre-season competition, you're going to have it. The Singapore Cup is going to run through the season, and then your Singapore Youth League. So now it's on you. You've got everything in place. Are you going to go and watch it, or are you just going to criticize on Facebook? That's going to be the gauntlet to throw down to supporters next season.
That's exactly. So what are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
Send us your comments and your replies to Yahoo Southeast Asia on YouTube, Yahoo SG, Yahoo_MY on Twitter, Yahoo SEA on TikTok.
And brilliant. Now, briefly before we finish, 10th team, are we having one or not? Where are we at with that?
So the actual thing is we actually have a guest, supposed to have a guest on our show, and supposed to be the Tengah FC chairman. Last minute he said, I'm sorry, I couldn't be able to make it. I think
because there's a few loose ends.
They still have to tie up. Essentially, from what I heard, Tengah FC have an in-principle agreement from FAS said that they could be the 10th Singapore Premier League team for the next season, which is good news. I mean, any new team, any team who's there, who is willing to come out and be the 10th team is good news. But they do have some loose ends, sponsorships. I think they need to tie up before everything is agreed. So let's not let them jump the gun. Wait for them to get confirmed first. But it's a good thing.
And they're going to play out that west side? Do they have a stadium in mind?
I mean, the obvious thing will be Jurong West Stadium. Right. That's an available stadium, and it's where Tengah is.
Yeah.
And, if you want to build that Tengah name, if your Tengah has to be there, then why not be in the Jurong West Stadium? But now, I don't think it's completely confirmed yet. Hopefully, it's Jurong West Stadium. Yeah. Otherwise, Clementi Stadium, but let's see what happens.
And of course, Tengah will have that local pipeline of talent from ACS.
Oh,
the best is yet to be, boys. The best is yet to be. I love that. That makes me so happy. Well, as always, let us know what you think. A 10th team in the Singapore Premier League, is it a good thing? Are you supportive? Is Tengah the right place? Should they be out there in Jurong West? I think we need a team out there, that side of the island.
Exactly.
As always, one more time, send your comments to
Yahoo Southeast Asia on YouTube, Yahoo SG, Yahoo_MY on Twitter, Yahoo SEA on TikTok.
Thanks as always, and we will see you right here, same time. So, I can't even say it. You say it.
Same time, same place, same URL.
Next week. Take care, guys. See you soon.
Take care. See you.
The best is yet to be for Tengah FC. It even rhymes.
Oh. Wow. See you.
See ya.